Well, the gas is important for obviously the Kurdistan region itself. The ability to use gas in the domestic market is an engine for economic growth, so that's a really important thing for the Kurdistan region. Obviously there is the intention to export quite a lot of the gas to Turkey, which will generate export revenues for the Kurdistan region, which is again an important stimulus of economic growth. And of course for Turkey it's an opportunity to diversify its sources of gas supply and access gas at a price that is very competitive with its current sources of gas. So for Turkey it's economically important as well and could have a very significant impact on the economic growth prospects of Turkey. In fact, I heard the finance minister of Turkey say it could add up to 1% to Turkish GDP over the medium term. In terms of the oil price, well, obviously if you're a consumer, low prices are good news. It's like having a big economic stimulus. And low prices will certainly have a very positive impact on the Turkish economy over the short term. I mean, none of us know where prices will settle in the medium term. My suspicion is much higher than they are today, but certainly in the short term, low-cost prices, and particularly oil prices, and if gas prices are also linked to oil prices, then you get a double fillet that will be very beneficial to the Turkish economy. Well, I think the thing about the Kurdistan region oil and gas resources are that they are very low-cost resources. They typically cost $2 to $3 to develop, $1 or $2 to operate. So they're very robust to lower prices. And even at these lower prices, there is still significant revenue generated for the Kurdistan region. Obviously, they prefer higher prices, but their resources are still very competitive and still generate significant revenues. And as a producer, as a contractor, the same is true. Whilst we prefer higher prices, the nature of the resource we're developing in the Kurdistan region means that it is very robust to lower oil prices. We're very confident about the safety and security of the Kurdistan region. We believe there is no possibility of a serious incursion of ISIS into the Kurdistan region. We have tremendous confidence in the security forces, and it was on that basis that we continued our operations and continued. And we feel very comfortable about operating there. I think very much that the events on the ground changed quite dramatically over the summer. There's a new reality in Iraq, partly as a consequence of the new security situation and the emergence of ISIS, and partly as a consequence of the success that the Kurdistan region has had of putting in place its own independent infrastructure. So as you know, it now has its own independent oil infrastructure linked into the Turkish infrastructure and has created its own route to market. So if you put those two things together, changed security situation plus new infrastructure controlled and operated by the Kurdistan region, that has brought a new reality to the negotiations that are taking place between Erbil and Baghdad. Well, I think as a small E&P company, you have to go to places where others are perhaps reluctant to initially enter. And the best analogy I can make there is that we have a big position in Somaliland, which is perhaps not too dissimilar to the position that was created in the Kurdistan region 7 or 8 years ago. Who knows how that will unfold? Who knows whether it will be as successful as the Kurdistan region has proven to be for us, but it's a similar opportunity.
And do you feel Ethiopia is also along that same situation?
I think Ethiopia is probably a bit more advanced. The political risk is much less in Ethiopia, frankly. The risk in Ethiopia is more of a technical risk. And we're optimistic about that, but time will tell.